Hey, new moons. Before we get started with today's episode, I need to edit something. I need to correct something. My goodness. This is why I need to rest sometimes. I said that the episode for Patreon members and also the date that this episode was recorded on was July the 26th. That is incorrect. The date that this episode was recorded on is August the 2nd. August the 2nd. And for whatever reason, I just kept staring at the wrong date. So my bad. I don't know why I kept being like, oh, it's the end of July. It's the end of July. No, Josie, it's the beginning of August. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my God. I'm so sorry. So if there was any confusion, just keep that in mind, please, that I had the calendar open on my laptop and was staring at the 2nd, but the 26th, for whatever reason, is highlighted. I think it's just where my mouse was pointing to. So my apologies. I know that was confusing, but oh no, I so need a nap. You see what happens? But let's get into today's episode.
Let's take a moment to discuss the immense glow-up that Lua Nova is having. Can you believe that Josie started the Lua Nova brand with an old cell phone in her Notes app? That's why I enjoy supporting Lua Nova. Josie provides tarot readings, music, a consistent manifestation podcast without the expense of courses, ebooks, and now a Patreon for the entire Lua Nova community. For just $2 a month before taxes, you can join Patreon and receive this podcast early and ad-free. Plus, you get extra content, a chance to interact with other manifestation enthusiasts, and you're supporting a creator who truly cares about her audience. Go to patreon.com/the Lua Nova podcast or download the Patreon app and become a member today.
Attention Zodiac Island fans and besties. The votes have been counted. The inbox somehow survived. And unlike others, we don't cheat. So every vote was counted. Every single one of them. Some of you wrote thoughtful essays. Some of you campaigned harder than politicians, baby. And a few of you introduced us to punctuation that has never existed in the English language. But we loved enthusiasm. And we also love spell check. To the Patreon members, we saw every comment. Some of you were strategic. Some of you were absolutely relentless. But the polls are officially closed, and the results are finally in. Back to go over the results and crown the first winners of Lua Nova Zodiac Island is the witch who defies all stereotypes and looks great doing it. The Afro-Latina goddess, Josie the Mustang.
Bonjour, new moons. I am Josie the Mustang, the Afro-Latina goddess of witches, and you're aligned with the frequency of the Lua Nova podcast, and this is the Zodiac Island finale, part 1. So, this is it, new moons. After several days of you getting to vote, of me and my entire team reading your emails and seeing all of your incredible responses to us, the results are finally in. First of all, thank you to every last one of you. Whether you are a brand new moon, newest of the new moons, or you have been here from the beginning, I appreciate those of you who took the time to vote. And there was literally so many votes. We did stop counting at some point as far as how many votes we were receiving. And I appreciate that everybody was respectful. We weren't getting repeated emails, unless you all were creating new email addresses, but we weren't getting that. You all didn't act crazy over this. You just simply sent in who you wanted to win, and you gave us your reasons why. I had a lot of fun reading your emails. I got to see who your favorite pairings are, and I got to find out which zodiac signs that you thought had the strongest chemistry. I think that some of your choices completely surprised me, especially when I saw, for instance, it was Aquarius and Virgo, and there was another, I want to say it was Sagittarius and it might have been Sagittarius and Taurus, but those were not the ones that I got often. But when I saw your reasoning behind it, I really liked it. So it was good to see that you give me your reasons why. And I have to say that watching the votes come in was also just as much fun as actually reading them and counting them. And it made putting this season of Zodiac Island together completely worth it. And depending on your feedback, I'm leaning toward bringing it back again next season, but focusing on your Venus sign, which you can find on your birth chart. So you have an entire year to do that, but I'm not sure yet if I'm bringing Zodiac Island back because it ended up being a lot more work than I expected. By the way, because it is extremely hot where I live, the fan is on. You aren't going to be able to hear it in the background. It is something like way over, I don't know, 110 plus degrees outside, so I could turn off the AC. Well, I did turn off the AC, but I can't turn off these fans, okay? So, before we get into everything, I want to address everybody who has had questions about the Patreon and asked about the ads. Will the ads continue to run on the regular version of Lua Nova? And the answer is absolutely. In fact, there will be new ads that are added at some point. I did have to pay to have these ads created for my show. And as I've said before, it costs a lot of money to run a podcast. I do all of this work by myself. There's nobody funding me. I'm doing all of this on my own. Everything from my trademark to running the business itself, the equipment, all of it is all me. And I've been doing it since 2023. And of course the show is growing. You all know that I put out music. It costs money to distribute your music. It costs money to advertise your show, etc. So none of this is free. I don't use a cheap microphone. I have a very nice microphone. And although I'm not recording from a studio, I do have an entire setup. This is why you can hear things like the tower fan in the background still running, because, this is not a studio. This is just a studio setup. From my laptops to my iPad, whatever it is that I need, even just pen and paper, all of it is something that comes out of my pocket. So thank you to those of you who understand that when you're running a business, it costs money. And I do put out this podcast every single week for free, and I will always put it out for free. Now, I do want to say that coming up in around the fall, probably around right before Thanksgiving, me and my team have decided to do something different, where it is what I will be calling winter hours. And this is something that I learned from how other podcasts do their breaks, etc. Because Lua Nova doesn't take a break. There will be no breaks. But we will be changing the format a little bit. So as you can hear, since this isn't a visual podcast yet, I give you a regular episode, and then sometimes you get a Patreon preview. And the Patreon previews that I do typically are pretty lengthy, because I do want you to at least get some of what the Patreon gets to hear, but they of course get to hear the unedited version. They don't have to hear ads, anything like that. So, and they also get a lot more content as far as, they don't get just the podcast. They get, for instance, there's a section of Patreon called Josie's Hotline. So the $5 tier, they get to just listen to what's going on during my week. Everything is not always related to manifestation and witchy shit. Sometimes we're just talking, and I think that because it's more of a community and I have more control over my show on Patreon, it's why I think me and a lot of other creators prefer to use our Patreon to talk to our audience. This is why I do have a $2 tier, though, is that I considered that everybody doesn't have, $5, $10, $20 a month extra, especially with as many subscription services as there are in the world. So this is why I wanted to keep mine low cost. The $2 tier, they don't have access to Josie's Hotline, but they do have access to this podcast early and ad free. And I'm not even necessarily, obviously you're about to hear a ton of ads throughout this show. I'm not even necessarily reading this like an ad. I'm just kind of giving you an example and just letting you know, for those of you who have asked about the ads, what's going on. It's because it costs a lot of money to run a podcast and to have a team, etc. And I'm not ever going to give up on my show. And, there are people, what I love is that those of you who listen to my show, the majority of you are strangers. Maybe 1% of you actually know me in real life. And so that other part of you who, the larger group of you who don't know me, you're actually a lot more supportive than the people that do. Because the people that do will say things essentially kind of chalking this up to just being a hobby. If it was a hobby, it wouldn't have this many episodes. There are several podcasts that you can go and find that stop podcasting after one season, that stop podcasting after, 10 episodes, 20 episodes. And I show up every single week because I want to teach you about manifestation. And I think one of the best parts about learning about manifestation is learning that the whole concept of it is to think for yourself. It is putting your needs first. It is not following word for word what a book is telling you that you have to do. It's critical thinking at its finest. And I'm always going to push critical thinking to you, because you notice I don't teach you witchcraft. And that is because I don't think that pushing my beliefs on you is helping you. I will never ever hide being a witch. I'm not ashamed of being a witch. I love everything about it, just like I love everything about being Afro-Latina. And just like there's so many people who don't even know that Afro-Latinos exist and that a large part of Latin America is in fact black, just like they don't know that, many people don't know that people like me who just look like an everyday person are witches, and we don't hide it, and we're not hurting anybody, and you're not going to find us in the Epstein files, and you're not going to find us hurting anybody. We are just living our life the same way that you do, and our beliefs are simply different than other people's. And so because of that, it was why it was important for my podcast to always remain free and to be something that people could come back to every single week. So you never have to worry about that. Okay, that's always going to come back. But getting back to Lua Nova, Zodiac Island, the finale, part 1. In today's part 1, I will be giving you the results in just a moment for the couple, so 2 zodiac signs that you have voted as Lua Nova's Zodiac Island Couple of the Year for 2027. Okay? And so for all of 2027, they will be the Couple of the Year. And then if I bring this back, there might be a different type of vote, but it will also be couple related. All right? And then comes the next vote. At the end of this episode, you will get the opportunity to vote for one zodiac sign that you see as being Lua Nova Zodiac Island Zodiac Sign of the Year. So just one zodiac sign. And I do also want to say that it was because of me that my team forgot to put in the voting. There was supposed to be instructions on how to vote. Thankfully, I did already walk you through that, but I'm going to say it right now, and then I'm going to say it again throughout this show. You can vote at the end of this episode. Patreon members can vote as soon as this episode airs for them, which is before you. So it is currently July the 26th, so they will be able to start voting July the 26th, but you all will start voting on Monday as soon as you hear this, and you will be voting for one zodiac sign, and you will be voting by emailing the Zodiac at luanovapodcast.net. That's all you have to do. Make sure that you put why you are voting for this zodiac sign in the body of the email. It doesn't have to be a lengthy email unless you want it to be. My team and I do not mind reading your long emails. That's fine too. Make sure you hit that spell check. Do that for me, because I am a big Virgo, and I like to make sure that every I is dotted, every T is crossed, and I don't like when words are misspelled. Words mean things. Shout out to Crystal from the Read. So, without further ado, new moons, because there could only be one winning couple of the 2027 Lua Nova Zodiac Island Couple of the Year. And I know it is 2026, so please don't try to correct me, because this is them winning for all of 2027. There can only be one. So let's find out. Who is the winning couple?
What if I told you that attracting love, or becoming the best version of you, isn't about chasing, but is about embodiment? That's what makes Aphrodite's Algorithm and Lucky Girl, a guide to changing your reality, great companions to the Lua Nova podcast. They're 2 ebooks written by Josie the Mustang, and both are meant to be a guide to transforming into the version of you who has it all. You can find Aphrodite's Algorithm and Lucky Girl on Amazon. Or if you're a Patreon member, you can purchase either ebook on the Patreon platform directly. Oh, and if you prefer audiobooks, Josie narrated Aphrodite's Algorithm, and it's available to stream in album format on Spotify, Apple Music, and all music platforms. Get cozy, grab your favorite drink, and start reading.
After tallying every vote, your Lua Nova Zodiac Island couple of 2027 is... I said, your winning couple of Lua Nova's Zodiac Island couple of 2027 is Taurus and oh, my bad. Did you want me to tell you both zodiac signs? Well, I guess I'll try this one more time. After tallying every single vote, the winners of Lua Nova's Zodiac Island couple of 2027 is Taurus and Pisces. That's right. Let's give it up for them. Let's give them a hand clap. Congratulations, Taurus and Pisces. I love an earth and a water. Love it. You are officially the very first couple that the Lua Nova community believed had the strongest compatibility and deserved the very first title of Zodiac Island's couple of 2027. And before we finish celebrating our winners, I also want to give a quick shout out to this year's runner-up. And coming in second place, this is not a surprise considering how many of you have been listening to my show from the beginning. The runners-up this year are Scorpio and Virgo. See, I didn't even make you wait this time. I'm not going to keep you waiting too long for the next vote. Just like I said, it will be next Monday, and then we will be wrapping up Zodiac Island. And for today's episode, that was pretty much the whole episode. There wasn't a lot that I wanted to cover today, and so I'm going to treat you all like I would treat my Patreon members by giving you a random tarot reading, because I feel like that's only fair. So let me grab my tarot. There they are. Gonna have to cut some light on because it's a little dark already. And I want to know, new moons, how's your week going? Because this is something that me and the Patreon members get into. We like to talk about our week. We like to discuss things. We don't just jump right into, whatever today's topic is. And keep in mind that at the end of today's episode that you're going to start voting for one zodiac sign. Who's the one zodiac sign that you are choosing as the zodiac sign of the year? So that'll be Lua Nova Zodiac Island Zodiac Sign of the Year. And I'll tell you more on how to vote for that at the end of this episode. But for the meantime, team, you know the vibes because this is for the general public. Patreon members, there's actually already a post where they don't have to keep hearing the disclaimer over and over and over again for the tarot. Essentially, all they have to do is underneath that post, they just put I consent. Or they don't even have to do that because it's already posted permanently. So essentially, there's a post that they see that just gives the overall tarot disclaimer. And that way they know that if I just start jumping into a reading, that I already have their consent. Okay? But since we are not over there, team, can you run that disclaimer for me? Thank you.
By continuing to listen, you are consenting to a collective tarot reading by Josie the Mustang. With over 17 years of experience, Josie approaches tarot with intention and respect. She is not accepting private readings at this time. This message is collective in nature and may or may not resonate. Take what speaks to you and release the rest. Ao continuar ouvindo, você está consentindo com uma leitura coletiva de tarô feita por Josie the Mustang. Com mais de 17 anos de experiência, Josie aborda o tarô com intenção e respeito. No momento, ela não está aceitando leituras particulares. Esta mensagem é de natureza coletiva e pode ou não ressoar com você. Aproveite o que falar com você e libere o resto.
Your next step on your manifestation path is creating the right ambiance. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, is with the right soundtrack. That's why I love listening to Josie the Mustang's music. Her debut album, Ethereal Pop Alchemist, combines early 2000s pop bling with affirmations and main character bravado. Whereas her follow-up, EP Summer Solstice, is the perfect mix of the law of attraction meets the best summer ever. You can experience Ethereal Pop Alchemist and Summer Solstice on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you discover your favorite artists.
There's a lot happening in the world of Lua Nova. Literally everything under the moon. From this podcast, Josie's music, the ebooks, the Patreon, etc., etc. It's so much content. And if you've ever found yourself wondering, where do I find all of this? The answer is simple. Visit luanovapodcast.net. That's luanovapodcast.net. Check the show notes for the link. The official website is your home for everything Lua Nova and Josie the Mustang related, and all in one place. One more time for the people in the back. That's luanovapodcast.net.
All right, the deck is shuffled. Let's see what your message is. Spirit, what is the message that we have for our new moons? And I know you are missing text from Spirit and all of that. That will be back after Zodiac Island is completed. I want to get back to our regular episode, so I also want to hear another thing that I want you to do is just email the regular email by going to the website luanovapodcast.net and just letting me know what manifestation topics you want me to cover for the rest of the season. I'm also going to be talking about the holiday hours did I briefly mention it already? I might have. I've recorded this in different blocks, so I'm not sure if I already mentioned it, but I will at the end of the episode. So starting off with the Four of Swords. So I think that after Mercury retrograde, I'm actually kind of happy to see the Four of Swords because that tells me you all are, you're taking much needed breaks. I hope you are, especially in this heat, because many of us live in very hot climates. Many of you have asked me if I ended up coming back to Texas. Yes, I have. I am in Texas permanently as far as I know. Okay. The next card for my new moons is the Three of Cups. Okay, new moons. This is an interesting reading. I feel like we're going to get back outside, new moons. That's what I'm picking up on. I like to see it. Let's get one more card going. Okay, the Two of Pentacles. All right. You know what? New moons, this isn't going to be a long reading because I can already see how this is going. This is the energy I'm picking up on, strong and loud, but right. So starting off with the Four of Swords. After Mercury retrograde, many of you talked about how difficult of a Mercury retrograde this must have been for Virgo in particular. No, because there are 3 to 4 Mercury retrogrades a year. And so Virgo, if you are going through a difficult time 3 to 4 times a year, I need you to see somebody because that shouldn't be happening. And please keep in mind that the planet of Mercury also rules the sign of Gemini. So Gemini and Virgo, we are the communicators of the zodiac, and whether it's good communication or bad is open to interpretation and depends on the zodiac sign itself. But with that being said, I think that anytime that Mercury's in retrograde, I like to see Virgo and Gemini step back from how they choose to communicate, because oftentimes it's misinterpreted or it comes out in a way that is more harmful than anything. I notice that a lot with those two particular zodiac signs. Please keep in mind I am referring to sun signs only. But I would say that the people who likely have the roughest time during this Mercury retrograde are the people who refuse to do shadow work. And if you're not familiar with what shadow work is, it is when you internally look at what areas of your life have maybe caused the trauma that causes you to act the way you do, or you are dealing with what has shaped you being how you are when it comes to relationships of all kinds, how you make decisions, etc. A lot of that is based in trauma. A lot of it is based in just how we were raised, etc. And that can have a negative impact on us. And so shadow work is facing that, whether you like it or not. Our ancestors, especially those of us with indigenous ancestry, this is something that our ancestors did oftentimes with obsidian. And so when I see the Four of Swords, I'm asking you to do your shadow work. I'm asking you to look internally during this time of rest, because I hope that you are taking the time to rest outside of work and the gym and everything else you have going on, to reflect inward and to be more careful about how you communicate, because that's what Mercury, oftentimes that's the energy that it's bringing when it goes into retrograde, is be careful how you're communicating. Be careful of what decisions you're making. It's not telling you not to live your life, because keep in mind, yes, the planets have massive energy. Their energy does have an effect on us the same way that the sun and the moon have an effect on us, the same way that the earth has an effect on us. However, a planet is not telling you not to make decisions. A planet is not telling you not to move forward in your life. In fact, the planet Jupiter oftentimes draws us to expansion, draws us to make decisions, etc. But also keep in mind that Mercury's energy, just like every other planet's energy, oftentimes is making you look at how you go about your life, rather that is, with Mercury, how you communicate, where you're communicating, who you're spending your time with, what type of shadow work you're doing. Are you even doing the work? Are you even showing up for yourself? And I can say something that I've always said when it comes to this show. The people who take the time to listen to my podcast and other manifestation podcasts, that tells me that you are at least trying your hardest to think critically and to also understand that manifestation is something much bigger than just the law of attraction, much bigger than just lucky girl syndrome, that it is, and it's essentially a massive change in how you see yourself, how you see the world, and how you move about the world. So that Four of Swords tells me that we're starting off strong with knowing that we need to take the time to contemplate and recuperate before we move forward. This is a time of renewal for you, okay? Which does not at all surprising as we're moving into August, okay? So, the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups in this particular reading, I really love to see it, because the Three of Cups tells me that after you are taking this time for yourself, that you're going to start getting back out there. You're going to get back outside. You're going to the bars. You're going to the concerts. You're hanging out with friends. You're showing up for brunch. And honestly, I see that for a lot of you, this is not something that you've been doing very much this year. It's almost like you refuse to spend frivolously, or you're like, well, I need to focus on my goals and I need to do this first. And finally, it's like you're letting your hair down a little bit and allowing yourself to enjoy your time here, just having a human experience. And I can relate to this because, as I mentioned, on the 4th of July, I did something I don't do a lot. I was outside. I'm not really that person who's still outside anymore. You know, I used to be a bar hopper back in the day, but I've never been a clubber. But I have always been very disciplined, and being back outside was a good time. It's not something I want to do all the time, because I do have goals and I do have a focus that is all over the place right now. I have a million different things going on, and I just want you all to take this advice from your witchy best friend that I want you to get back outside. You don't need to spend a lot of money. I know that in the U.S. the economy is trash, and that despite everything that the media has tried to lie to us about, we know that the job market is trash too. I see your posts, I see your emails, I see your worries even. And your worries are why I want you to be the Four of Swords energy, why I want you to take this time to contemplate and recuperate before you become that Three of Cups energy. Because as I see this Three of Cups energy, what I'm seeing for many of you is that it's important for you to take this time to celebrate, because there's been good things in your life that you're overlooking. There's been these wins that you just kind of overlook because you're like, well, yeah, I graduated, but I mean, I'm supposed to graduate. Yeah, but you're also supposed to celebrate. Whether it's you lost 5 pounds, or you finished a paper that was the most difficult thing ever. I want you to take the time to celebrate all of those wins, because what you don't understand is every time you do, you are now in the vibration of what it is that you're wanting to manifest. And that's what I've been teaching you since season 1. Okay. Moving on to the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles means that you better take that time to celebrate because you're about to have a lot going on. For many of you, of course, my younger listeners, you're going to be getting back to school. You're going to be focused there. And you feel as though you are juggling and adapting to this balance of goals versus dreams versus personal life versus taking the time to rest versus how can I be this Four of Swords energy plus also the Three of Cups energy plus also the Two of Pentacles energy. But I want you to pay attention to something that I mentioned. 4, 3, 2. Listen to how this sounds. Four of Swords, 4. Three of Cups, 3. 2 of Pentacles. What is that? 4, 3, 2. What do we do when we count like that? We're counting down. So what are you counting down to? You're likely, and I would bet this entire tarot deck on this, you are likely counting down to your biggest manifestation before the end of 2026. I see it, and I know that 2026 is actually us coming out of a shadow period. 2025 and 2024 were very difficult for many of us. This was immense shadow work. This was immense growth for us. And what I'm seeing as the Two of Pentacles jumps in here is that the Two of Pentacles is pointing us in a completely different direction and saying, you know what, it's time for us to learn how to manage, learn how to delegate, and move forward because we're no longer at the threshold of what it is that we wanted. We've been waiting for this. We've been living as if, and now we're here. And so the Two of Pentacles is more like, are you ready? Because look behind me. If you look at the Two of Pentacles, look at that water. Look at those ships. They are, they are doing the Bankhead bounce in the background. There's a lot. They're doing the Dougie. There's a lot going on in the background of the Two of Pentacles. And so because of that, you have got to prepare yourself because there's no more, well, I'm almost ready. I just need to get this done. No, the universe is saying, no. This is what you asked for. We're handing it to you on a silver platter. It's here. It's here. You're not living as if you're now just living. All right. So new moons, that's your reading for this week. I'm so happy. I like when I get to just do a random reading because, by the way, I do this a lot for the Patreon members where I'm like, I don't know what to talk about, guys, but I got to give you an episode. Boom. Here you go. Let's pull out the tarot. So that's your reading for this week, new moons.
Have you ever noticed that Lua Nova feels like this cozy corner of the podcast world? It's one of those shows that feels like a hidden gem. From the collective tarot readings to the infectious manifestation dance songs, this isn't your average manifestation podcast. So if you've ever found yourself coming back to it, there is a way to support it if you want to. The official Cash App for Lua Nova is $ Lua Nova Podcast. Again, that's $ Lua Nova Podcast.
This is Lua Nova, and Josie doesn't do just one thing in the Lua Nova realm. If you want this podcast early and completely ad-free, you can join the Patreon for just $2 a month at patreon.com/the Lua Nova Podcast. You can also download the Patreon app and search for Lua Nova there as well. That gets you early access to every episode, no interruptions, no ads, just the full new moon experience. If you want more, the $5 tier includes bonus content, exclusive episodes, celebrity and hot topic tarot readings, and Josie answers your tarot-related listener questions directly. And wait, there's more! You can stream Josie the Mustang's music on Spotify, Apple Music, and all major platforms. Josie's music includes Ethereal Pop Alchemist, 2 bonus tracks, and the Summer Solstice EP. All are a collection of manifestation-ready dance tracks designed to help you stay aligned. Oh, and between me and you, I happen to know that Josie has more music coming. If you're stepping into your goddess era, Aphrodite's Algorithm is available as an ebook and audiobook experience through goddessoflove.net and also through Patreon, where members can purchase it directly and download the PDF to keep. And for mindset and manifestation work, Lucky Girl, a guide to changing your reality, is also available on Amazon or directly through Patreon, where members can also download and keep their copy permanently. Everything mentioned in this episode can be found in the show notes or by going to luanovapodcast.net. So check the links below for direct access. So whether you're listening, reading, streaming, or shifting your reality, Lua Nova the brand has you covered.
And before we close out today's episode, I want to celebrate the winners, which are Taurus and Pisces, by playing one of my favorite songs. By the way, Summer Solstice is my favorite body of work that I have ever completed. And thank you to those of you who have enjoyed my music as much as I've enjoyed creating it. And so for Taurus and Pisces, if you are in a relationship with a Taurus or a Pisces, this song is for you. So up new moons, it's time to dance.
Summer goddess mode activated. I'm aligned, so magnetic. I'm smelling like coconut and sunshine. I'm ready for love, that's all mine. My heart's chakra is open. The self-love spread is emotion. We're holding hands and looking out at the ocean. He's sincere with his words, kind and that gorgeous. Face of his is the truth. The way this man showed up and made me the love of his life was so smooth. My aura is sparkling and golden. When it comes to love, I'm always chosen. The energy we radiate is priceless. Our love is beautiful, our love is timeless. He's the sunset, I'm the moon. We're sipping mimosas and falling in love in June. He's the sunset, I'm the moon. We're sipping mimosas and falling in love in June. I love waking up in his strong embrace. I never question his love, that's never the case. Yeah. The palm trees are the setting. Our connection is a guarantee. The first time we met, I knew he was the one for me. My aura is sparkling and golden. When it comes to love, I'm always chosen. The energy we radiate is priceless. Our love is beautiful, our love is timeless. He's the sunset, I'm the moon. We're sipping mimosas and falling in love in June. He's the sunset, I'm the moon. We're sipping mimosas and falling in love in June. He's the sunset, I'm the moon. I'm the moon. He's the sunset, I'm the moon. We're sipping mimosas and falling in love in June. And so it is.
Summer just got its soundtrack. Josie's EP, Summer Solstice, is out now. It's a 4-track summer manifestation experience designed to help you call in your best season yet. Think energy, intention, glow-ups, and road trip windows down vibes. You can stream Summer Solstice on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, and all major music platforms. And while you're there, you can also find Josie's debut album, Ethereal Pop Alchemist, and her audiobook, Aphrodite's Algorithm. Summer Solstice is out now. Go stream it, sing it, and share it.
Here's a fun fact about Lua Nova. The person behind this podcast probably isn't what you would expect. Josie is a practicing witch and has been a tarot reader for several years. But if you're expecting the typical witchy aesthetic, think again. For instance, her favorite color is pink, she's been collecting Hello Kitty since she was a child, and she's built Lua Nova around the idea that spirituality doesn't have to fit inside a single box. Josie is Afro-Brazilian and Mexican-American, and the name Lua Nova, Portuguese for new moon, is both a nod to her heritage and to the moon's importance in her spiritual practice. She creates popular manifestation music, which is available on major platforms like Spotify and Apple Music. She's written ebooks on manifestation and personal growth, and most of the work that goes into her podcast, music, and ebooks are all done by her. If there's one thing you will immediately notice about Lua Nova, it's that this isn't about selling expensive courses or telling you there's only one right way to be spiritual. It's about manifestation, an improved self-concept, trusting your intuition, and creating a life that feels peaceful. If you would rather listen to Lua Nova without these ads, you can join the Patreon for just $2 a month. Go to patreon.com/the Lua Nova podcast or download the Patreon app and search for the Lua Nova podcast. The link for the Patreon is in the show notes. Now, let's get back to today's episode.
From the Lua Nova team, new moons. Starting November the 22nd and ending January 11th, 2027, Lua Nova is switching into winter vacation mode. But wait, because you are still getting your regular Monday episodes. Before you panic, Josie and the Lua Nova team are slowing down just enough to enjoy the holiday season without leaving you hanging. Each week will be a brand new Patreon sneak peek with a generous amount of the episode airing here free. But if you reach the end of the weekly Patreon preview and want to hear the rest, just join us over at patreon.com/the Lua Nova podcast. You can also become a Patreon member by downloading the app and looking up Lua Nova. All Lua Nova Patreon tiers have access to the podcast, early and ad-free, and it's only $2 a month, so no cutting into your holiday budget. Check the show notes for the link, and here's the lovely host and creator of Lua Nova herself, Josie the Mustang.
Obrigada, New Moons, for aligning with the frequency of the Lua Nova podcast. And remember, in order to vote for Lua Nova Zodiac Island Zodiac Sign of the Year, email the following: zodiac@luanovapodcast.net. Check the show notes because the email address is right there in the show notes for you. Email me and my team and let us know why you are picking this particular zodiac sign. Don't just send us a blank email. We will not be counting those, okay? I'm telling you that right now. I'm not counting those because if you didn't take the time to even tell us why you're voting for Taurus, Aries, Leo, etc., then I'm like, okay, well then you don't care enough for your vote to be counted. But everybody else who is, it doesn't have to be long. You can send me a sentence or two on why you are voting for that one zodiac sign. And what they win is they will be winning a collective tarot reading from me. So if you are a Taurus who's dating a Pisces or married to a Pisces, then there will be a collective reading for you and whoever the zodiac sign is that wins Lua Nova Zodiac Island. And that will be in a bonus episode for you, okay? That's going to be coming up in August, okay? I'm not sure when, but that bonus episode will be available for everybody to listen to, okay? All right, New Moons. I have one more question for you before I leave. I did mention that I want you to send me topics on what else you want me to talk about regarding manifestation because I've covered so many things. One of the questions I was recently asked about is if I would go over limiting beliefs again. I absolutely will, so that's something that I'm going to be talking about this season. Another thing that I was asked about is when I put you all in groups and said pick rose quartz, amethyst, or obsidian, will I be bringing that back? I will at some point. I doubt it's going to be this season, but I will. But I just don't really know what I want to do with it. And so I had this idea in my head and then I was like, what do I do with it now? So I don't want to lie to you. I want to be upfront and tell you it's not that I forgot about it. It is simply that I'm not sure what to do with it now. So I will get back to you on that either in season 5. It might be season 6. I'm not sure, but it will come back at some point. But I want to talk to you more about other manifestation techniques, other fun things that you want me to cover. Some of you have mentioned manifestation bingo. I need to look more into that. Some of you have mentioned me doing manifestation challenges for you. I thought that might be boring to some of you, so I wasn't sure if it's something you wanted to do, but I want your feedback. I want you to tell me, hey, I want to know how to manifest this. I want you to talk more about this. Tell us more about the universal laws. Can you make a series about the universal laws? That would be a long series, but it's something that I'm willing to do based on your feedback. All right, Moons? Again, email zodiac@luanovapodcast.net and tell me and my team which zodiac sign you are voting for to win Lua Nova Zodiac Island Zodiac Sign of the Year for 2027. All right. And once the Zodiac series is over, which will be next week, that email address, zodiac@luanovapodcast.net, will be deleted. Okay. So That's it, new moons. I'll talk to you next week. Please be safe. Please be kind to yourself. Please be kind to the people that love you. Please be safe. I know this heat is pissing people off. I know that other planets are currently in retrograde. Saturn's currently in retrograde. And Neptune is currently in retrograde. I know that this can cause chaos. So please be mindful of how you come across, not only to other people, but even how you are treating yourself. All right? And I'll talk to you soon. Ciao, ciao.
Have you ever noticed that Lua Nova feels like this cozy corner of the podcast world? It's one of those shows that feels like a hidden gem. From the collective tarot readings to the infectious manifestation dance songs, this isn't your average manifestation podcast. So if you've ever found yourself coming back to it, there is a way to support it if you want to. The official Cash App for Lua Nova is $ Lua Nova Podcast. Again, that's $ Lua Nova Podcast.
There's a lot happening in the world of Lua Nova. Literally everything under the moon. From this podcast, Josie's music, the ebooks, the Patreon, etc., etc. It's so much content. And if you've ever found yourself wondering, where do I find all of this? The answer is simple. Visit luanovapodcast.net. That's luanovapodcast.net. Check the show notes for the link. The official website is your home for everything Lua Nova and Josie the Mustang related, and all in one place. One more time for the people in the back. That's luanovapodcast.net.
Wait. Before you go, new moons, I totally forgot because this is how tired I am. Voting closes for everyone, Patreon and regular listeners. Voting closes on August the 4th of 2026. August the 4th of 2026. That means if you try to email Zodiac at luanovapodcast.net on August the 5th, that email address would have already been deleted. Okay. So you can get all of your votes in for who you're choosing as the Zodiac sign that is the winner of Lua Nova's Zodiac Island. You can choose that one Zodiac sign up until August the 4th. And Patreon members, remember, you can always vote in the comments of the episode. You don't have to email us if you don't want to. You can just leave a comment with the Zodiac sign that you're choosing and why. Okay. So Patreon members, you have that option. So in other words, you actually get to vote twice. All right, new moons. Now you can go. I'll talk to you next week. Ciao, ciao.